What is up, guys? So, maybe about a week back, I made the post on Instagram talking about how I wanted to make one of the Wonderlands badass dies in a bigger scale, just for a aesthetic look in the Borderlands room, so that in some videos you'll be able to see that big Wonderlands Tiny Tina-esque badass 20-sided dice in the background. So I went ahead here and I kind of got EVA foam, and I did 6" by 6" scale triangles, and you're gonna need 20 of these. So I did a couple rows of this, stripped them out like this, and then once I did that, I was able to take a box cutter, and you just cut them back and forth, and then you get your triangles that way. So once that was done, I had multiple piles of triangles. After this, I didn't show it in this video, but after this I actually put 3 cans of paint on top of these, and that would actually flatten the triangles out because they do have somewhat of a curve. Here I just tested this out, and I put regular painter's tape around each edge to try to keep it together, but I eventually went to hot gluing it, because hot glue is of course stronger, and the painter's tape is made to basically come off easily with paint. So it was kind of a dumb decision on my end to use that, but I did kind of hold it together with it, so that once the glue kind of dried, it kind of kept that form. I do have some spots where it's kind of curled a little bit, but it's just for looks. It's not to play or roll or anything. It's just for looks. So after the glue and everything dried, I did take off the painter's tape, and then I ended up priming it with this spray prime. Now this is a more expensive spray prime, but this is the only prime that I had on me at the moment, which this is for miniatures, and this can is usually like $20 per can. No, the Citadel one is usually $20 per can. This one is still pretty pricey. You can get primers at any store like Walmart and stuff like that. Once it was primed, I went ahead and I did kind of like the triangles on each side, so that I could like kind of separate where like the wood would be, or like stuff like that. And then I filled in the middle with purple, and I made each individual number and the badass symbol. So number 1 is actually the vault symbol on here. So that's kind of how I did that. And then after that, I went ahead and I did the rim of the triangles. So I don't know if you guys can tell here, but it's a little bit brighter on the edges of the purple meeting the brown. And I did that on purpose to make the brown and the purple pop, because when it was just the dark brown and the purple, it was just missing that pop. That actually helped me, like that edge highlight made it pop so much. Then I went ahead and did all the numbers in white, because I wanted to go for that Wonderlands aesthetic. So it had to be like purple, pink, and white. But we didn't add pink yet. And this is where we ended off with the dice, okay? Of course, with Tiny Tina, she does a bunch of crazy things, so I decided to use the pink in the way that she always uses pink. So just a bunch of different designs and crazy stuff that, she draws all over everything. That's what I did with this dice. I did a bunch of her doodles and stuff like that all over this dice to give it that Wonderlands Tiny Tina, aesthetic. I really did like the way this turned out. There would be a couple things I would do differently in the future, but just for this being a piece that's just going to sit here and just kind of, just be visually there for, the looks, and just to be right next to my bunkers of badasses right there. I was really happy with the way this actually turned out. So yeah, if you guys have any questions, or if you guys have any comments on this dice, be sure to comment down below in the comment section. about what you guys would have done differently or how you would have painted this. And you know, that's the best thing about creations and art. You do your thing your own way, you know, and then if you don't like it, you can always fix it, or you can always just do it differently. You guys can make the same thing. It's very easy, but yours is going to look probably completely different than mine. And that's the cool part about it. Also, so my next project I'm really thinking of doing is with this Bunkers and Badasses. You can make your own Vault Hunter or your own, you know, character for Bunkers and Badasses. And I had one made up. But the problem is that Harley actually chewed this completely up. And she took both arms off and the handle for the sword in the back. And it was kind of blurry, so I set it down so you guys can see. I had to literally get pieces to replace the hands with a sword. This miniature did have a gun at one point. 2 guns at that. But she chewed both of them off. So I had to literally get pieces to make handles and give him 2 different hands. I'm going to have to prime this and repaint it. I'm going to make him standing on a thing of iridium instead of this time. And I'm going to repaint the dog so that it looks more like Harley. I kind of reversed it. It's supposed to be black on top instead of white. So, yeah. She's such a badass. But remember, we got, guys, we are doing a Wonderlands giveaway. So make sure you are subscribed and you follow us on Instagram, and that will enter you in that chance. So, see you guys.
Fire will rise behind those eyes. Black house will rock. Lost boys die.